Welcome back to Car Chronicles. This is the first Car Chronicles that I am doing in 2024. This is a bit late. It's February now, but I did want to talk about my goals for this year. Like I said, it's February, it's a bit late. This video is coming out a bit late. We had a really busy January where we were sick and we had a lot of stuff going on, but I really wanted to get this out because I feel like if I put this out into the universe, say it publicly, then hopefully I'll be held more accountable for my goals or for the goals that I've set for myself. So I did want to talk about them a little bit, just put it out there, and then again check in, I guess, at the end of the year and see how I did on those goals. I set goals every year, so this is like nothing new to me. I try to break them down quarterly. Sometimes, I'm able to like kind of check in and see how I did. Sometimes I forget. Miguel and I already set our couples goals together. Every year in the beginning of the year, we get together and we kind of talk about, as a family, what are our goals, individually, what are our goals, and then as parents, what are some things we want to do maybe this year and stuff like that. So we already set that. We kind of talked about that in detail, but I have specific personal goals that I wanted to work on, or that I want to work on. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And like I said, the reason of me doing this video is really to hold myself accountable, and hopefully maybe some of you can hold me accountable on some of the things that I'm saying. I think there are goals in general that I'm already doing well at, that I want to continue and maintain, doing. And then there's a bunch of new goals this year that I want to have just like written down or on my mind so that I can try to accomplish them. Okay, so the first goal that I want to work on is really putting myself first this year in a way. I kind of talked about it a little bit in a different video, but I feel like I've lost a lot of who I am to motherhood and to, just like the family and stuff like that. And I really feel like it's time for me to get my groove back in a way. I don't know. There's like different components to this essentially. Obviously my family is important. Obviously my husband's important. My kids and everything like that. And so they're always going to be a priority to some extent, but I really want to start, just having more me time and doing things for myself. And it's totally an excuse because I have the time and the means and support system to be able to do that and to have been doing that. But I use, I think like having kids and stuff as an excuse sometimes, like, oh, I have to be back to do this, or I need to get all this stuff ready for the kids. But I don't want to feel guilty putting myself first. And I think that's been a big part of it lately, or in the past, is like I feel guilty when I'm spending time on myself or doing things for myself, particularly spending money on myself. I have a really hard time spending money on myself. Like, it's so ridiculous. I will buy my kids whatever. I'll even like go to the mall and I buy Miguel a bunch of stuff. I have no problem being like, oh, 30, 40, 50 bucks, no problem. $100, no problem, not a big deal. But I will buy like the on sale $2 t-shirts for myself. If something's over like $15, I'm like questioning it, having, going back and forth. It's really ridiculous. So, not that I'm saying I'm gonna like ball out, spend a lot of money on myself or anything like that, but it's more about the mentality. I want to start working on myself in not feeling guilty if I do want to do that, not feeling like, oh, I can't do that for myself, or I shouldn't do that for myself because we need to save, or, etc. Because in reality, I would do that for my kids or for anyone else really. And so I really want to work on the mental part of that. Like, why do I feel like I can't or shouldn't do the most for myself? Because, I know that I deserve it. So, why not? But anyway, so that's one thing, is I definitely want to start putting myself first. A part of that is also like self-care. I want to have self-care days for myself. I don't want to be like I let myself go, but like kind of, I don't prioritize like anything really. Yes, I want to lose weight. I'm sure like so many other people. Yes, I want to, just really start taking care of my body a lot better, eating healthier, just, the cliche stuff. Yes, that's me. Add me to the list. Sign me up. The gym, I probably won't go, but I definitely will want to start doing home workouts at least. Just really taking care of myself, doing the things, doing my nails when I need to. I don't know, just like those kind of things. Getting my eyebrows done. I don't know, just all of the vain things. Yes, I want to do that this year. Anything that has to do with like my looks and stuff like that, like things that maybe cost more money, like I want to get laser, I want to get LASIK, like not necessarily this year, but those are some things I want to get. Laser, acne scar removal, hopefully, because I have like chronic acne that's really bad, and then so I do want to work on my face, and then I want to get laser hair removal, which I started but then had to stop when I got pregnant, and have basically, I feel like, been pregnant or nursing for the last, I don't know, 3 years or so, 4 years almost, including pregnancy. So I haven't been able to do some of those things, and so I want to get back on that this year. Another goal that I have is a financial goal. I don't want to say always have a financial goal, but kind of, because I feel like this is more of like a family goal, but like we do want to start saving money more. We always save, we put away for all of the different things we want to do. We also put away for our retirement and like, 401k, IRAs, all that stuff. However, there's a lot of expenses we have coming up. One is we need another car. That is a for sure thing that I'm pretty sure this year we are going to have to do, is to buy another car. So we need to start saving for that. I don't like having large car payments, like all that kind of stuff. Ideally, if we could buy outright, that would be ideal. Cars are getting more expensive, so I don't mind financing it, but again, like I want to put a healthy amount down for a car. Second thing, and maybe more importantly, is we want to buy another house. And if you know what housing prices are like today, especially in LA, then you know that this is something that is going to be a push, and so we have the house that we live in now, and then we also have an investment property in LA area, South Bay area, that is bringing in some cash flow income, so we're able to put that money away. But we need another house, maybe for investment, but more because we don't live near anything that we're doing. We don't live near my work, we don't live near Miguel's work, we don't live near Zio's school. Like, we're a good 15 miles away or so, which is not that far, 20, 30 minutes sometimes, but doing that like every day between all of us is not ideal. And so we do want to move. We want to move closer, to the things we need to be at, and in order to do that, we need to buy a house, because I'm not about to rent, because I just feel like that's throwing money away. And I don't want to sell either one of our houses in order to do that. So long story short, that could be a whole separate video, honestly, about housing and all that other stuff. But we do need to put some money away for another house. I don't think we're going to be able to get everything together this year to buy this year or anytime soon. The rates are insane. If you know, you know. But I do want to start being more active and putting really. We've been always oh yeah, let's just put it in savings kind of thing. But I really want to be specific about our goals this year, particularly our financial goals, like number amounts and things like that, like how much money are we actually trying to save, how much money are we putting away for all those things. So I want to be more aggressive this year with that. With that, talking about all this money stuff, traveling is always going to be important to us, and I say this lightly because we kind of already do have a few trips booked this year. We've got Portland coming up to go visit family in a couple of weeks, actually, and then we have a big international trip this summer for 3 weeks. So those two things alone are going to be pretty expensive. I'm sure we'll have little trips here and there, but I think we need to, I don't want to say chill on the traveling this year, because I I know me. I know when the deals pop up, I'm going to be like, let's go. And I know Miguel. He's going to be like, okay. So we're always down pretty much. So I think that's going to be really tough to like say like, oh, we're not going to travel. But I think we do need to be more financially savvy with how we travel. I mean, I don't know, because I feel like we are pretty good with that, with like picking and choosing things, you know, like not frugally traveling, but you know, we pick things within our means. But I think we just need to keep in mind more like what we're trying to do, say like as far as savings this year. And I think that it's going to impact our traveling, because we do spend a lot of money on traveling every year. So I definitely want to just, from a numbers standpoint, make sure we have the money put away for the things we're trying to save for, and then anything that's left over, then we can put away for traveling, and then do some traveling with that. And traveling is one of our expenses that we do save for, like we put away for that. So I think I just need to adjust the numbers a little bit more, so that maybe we're not putting as much into traveling, and maybe our trips are more, you know, local. I don't know. I'm just trying to be out and about, and I pretty much only like to travel internationally. That sounds so crazy, but I never think to travel within the U.S. And I'm sure there are so many amazing places to go to and things to see in the U.S. So maybe that's the goal, is like to travel more more domestically instead of internationally, so we can save some coin, because we almost exclusively travel internationally, and as you know, that can be more expensive. At least as far as the flights. But that's another reason why we travel internationally, because I think a lot of times, like, you know, our dollar stretches more elsewhere a lot of the times. But I think a goal would be, I think a more realistic goal, instead of being like, oh, we're not going to travel this year, is to be like, okay, we're going to travel maybe more domestically or like locally, where we can like drive there and things like that. Just because I know myself, and I know I'm gonna be like, we need to go somewhere. I'm getting itchy, like that itchy feeling of what do they call it, like the travel itch. I get that often, and I like to look forward to stuff. So anyway, so there's that. Some things that I feel like I'm already doing that I want to continue to do is like really being present with my kids. That's one goal that I had. Kind of like chilling a little bit more on the screen time and spending some time with them. I mean, I feel like I do spend a really good amount of time with my kids. I'm pretty active and involved and like present with them, I think. So that's not necessarily something I think I need to do more of. It's just something that I want to make sure that I'm continuing to do this year. What other goals do I have? Okay, kind of going back to the whole like buy a house thing or whatever. When we were able to buy our investment property, is because I was like heavy into like podcasts and researching and that kind of a thing. Like that's what really motivated me to do it, because we weren't really we've always said like, oh, we want to like have, you know, an investment property, but I don't necessarily think we were ready necessarily to buy another house. But I started like listening to all these different podcasts and watching all these different like YouTubes and stuff like that, and then being able to take that advice and what people were saying, we were aggressively able to like put away and do all these other things and take advantage of some of the, you know, the little tips and tricks in order to buy our second house. So what I do want to do this year is to get more into that, basically, and not necessarily for house hunting, but more like listening to more, I don't know if it's like self-help type stuff, but like listening to podcasts that are more that are going to better me in some way. So whether that is like self-help stuff, whether that is like financial stuff, or, you know, investment stuff or whatever, I want to get into that a little bit more heavily. I kind of was doing that and like exclusively listening to that, and I feel like I was able, this sounds crazy, but I was able to like elevate my life in a way, like I said, like buy another house, save, all this stuff, because I was literally listening to that stuff every single day. So then I really felt like, okay, I need to do the things, or not do the things, but you know, you're influenced by the things that you hear, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. It just really motivated me, and so I want to continue to stay motivated. So I do want to start getting back into that. The stuff I've been listening to lately is a lot more fluff, which I do need that, and I'm going to continue doing that on some level too. I'll listen to like, I don't know, like Bachelor recap podcasts and stuff like that, or like different shows that I watch, or more pop culture stuff, which I need that because I need to turn my brain off sometimes. But I do want to get back into reading and listening to podcasts that are more, I guess, like educational based, if that makes sense. So that's just a conscious effort. Like, I need to consciously do that. I do want to like quantify some of this stuff, because if I don't do that, I know that I probably won't reach the goals, or it's hard to measure if you don't quantify some things. And so just right off the bat, off the goals that I said, I would like to do 2 self-care days a month. So whether that's like getting a massage, getting a facial, getting my nails done, I'm talking about physical self-care. I want to have 2 of those days a month. Okay, so that's like no kids, nothing, just 2 self-care days. I don't know how to measure like the whole mental part of like me putting myself first, so get back to me on that one. But definitely the self-care one I want to do. And then the other thing, what was the other goal that I had? I'm already forgetting. Oh, was the like financial goal thing. So I don't know what to say about a dollar amount for saving for the car and for the house situation, because so Miguel's in real estate, and so his income fluctuates greatly depending on how, if he sells a house, if he has buyers that are interested in buying a house, etc., etc. He needs transactions in order to make money. So we don't have like a set money to be like, this is how much money we make every year and this is how much we can put away. So that's kind of the biggest issue. So I'm just gonna put a percentage out there. I think that's smarter. I would like to save at least 30% maybe of our income, no matter what we make, to put towards specifically a house and a car. I would also like to buy a car in this calendar year. So whether that's outright or whether that's, having an affordable payment plan, we need to buy a car this year. So that's another goal, to buy a car this year. And then, like I said, just saving for the house. So 30% of our everything needs to go towards those 2 things. As far as traveling, like I said, we already have trips planned. I don't know if I need to even like set a goal for that, because I feel like we're gonna travel, but like I said, I'm hoping to do more domestic traveling, or at least if it's gonna be international, it's something that's like easy to get to, inexpensive to get to, just because I think we need to prioritize saving money for other things this year. I'm trying to think about any other goals. I have a ton of goals, but I think those are kind of the main things. Oh, the podcast goal, or like, the listening thing. Twice a week, I feel like I need to listen to something that is going to better my life. Listen or read something that's going to better my life. I do these car chronicles on the drive, but I listen to podcasts every other time that I'm not doing car chronicles. And so that's like my time to, that's like my me time, when I drive back from work. So 2 times a week, I want to listen to something that I feel like is going to better my life in some way. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about a main goal. Girl, what am I talking about? YouTube. That's like a huge goal that I have this year. I totally forgot about that. I definitely want to try to be more consistent with YouTube this year. Like I just started this channel, I guess, in December when we started with the Vlogmas, but I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy having the footage for, memories with my family and things like that. And I'm really trying to figure out, what my voice is creatively. And so I really, really, really want to be consistent with YouTube this year. That's a huge one. I definitely want to put out more videos. I'm still figuring out like what kind of videos I like to do. That's why my YouTube may seem kind of all over the place. I have like some DIYs, tutorials, I have vlogs, I have traveling, I have photos, doing photos, I have like just all kinds of different things. I'm still trying to figure out. I have so many interests is the bottom line, and I love so many different things, and that's kind of been my issue my entire life, is like I have so many different things I enjoy doing, so many things I would like to talk about, but I'm kind of trying to figure out what are some things I'm finding, you know, slowly narrowing it down, especially as I'm making these videos, as I'm editing them, as I'm figuring out, you know, how I want to put out things creatively. And so I definitely want to put out more YouTube videos this year. My goal is to put out 2 videos a week. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable goal. I'm sure there are going to be weeks that are, you know, that I'm not going to be able to do that. And maybe hopefully there are some weeks that I have, you know, extra footage or extra time to make more videos. So, but I would like to be putting out 2 videos a week. I am saying that out loud to hold myself accountable for that. I want to put out 2 videos a week of YouTube. So yeah, so we'll kind of see how that goes. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. Like I said, some travel plans coming up. So again, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe as much as you guys can. I really appreciate that. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.